Hello, I am RAMJB, and today there's something new, a big update for Sea Power. It's a game that I've made a lot of content for, but it's a while since I made a video. And that's because, well, the updates were a little bit slowed down because they were working on something really important. And that important thing is that save and load game is enabled. If you go to a scenario, I go to load a very easy one. If you load this scenario and you've been playing, well, before you had to play it until the end because you couldn't save the game, right? Now you can. Now there's an option that you can save the game and then come back later. So here we are in the game. Let's say that we've been we've been playing for several minutes now, and suddenly we have to go. Or maybe the scenario is very long, and at a given time you want to save for continuing it later. So then you can go and save as new file. Let's say this was Pacific Strike 1. Save. No. We go exit, accept. Then you come to scenarios, you bring load, and so look, we have the scenario there. Yeah. Well, you come here and yeah, here you are. In the same situation that you were before. Yeah, really, this was a really neat feature and one that I really welcome because as a content creator and as one who makes videos about this game, if the scenario is too long, I have to either record it in a whole session, which can take hours. And I really don't have hours to record a video in a go. But now I can do it. I can record until a place, save the game, and then record the second part of the scenario some other time. So that's really great. So that's one, and probably the biggest thing that this update introduces. There's another big feature, which is tag view. I haven't tried it yet. Honestly, I have just read that the update was out, and I ran here to make this video. Tag view is a mode that allows you to watch the gameplay after the fact. So yeah, here you have tag view. Integration with tag view. Tag view is in Steam right now. Right now is free to download, and you can get the files from the battle you just fought and upload them to TagView and watch the battle there in beautiful schematics. Like I would like something more integrated into the game, to be honest. Like an option within the game that allowed you to go to the TagView and not have to go to another application, open the file, but well, so far, I mean, it's in very early development. You can see this will be a work in progress feature. So I'm expecting sooner or later it's going to be integrated into the game. So fantastic news. More. Then we have an 8 model for the tactical display feature, which is cosmetic but really welcome. And the GMSDF, the Japanese Maritime Self Defense Force, Japanese ships, planes, and helicopters, we have the Takasaki, Yamagumo, Minegumo, Tachikaze, Haruna, Yusio, Asasio, Urusio. We have the Japanese version of the Phantom, the F4EJ, and the HSS2, which I think is the helicopter. Those are some beautiful screenshots. We are going to see them in the game in a second, so don't worry. Then bonus units. Well, great. Some truck, Type 81, an APC, mine battle tank, the Type 74. And then we have new US NATO units, the Sky Warrior, the A3V for carriers, P2H Neptune, QH-15 Dash drone. This is an anti-submarine unmanned drone. This was actually, I think, the first application of drones in the battlefield in the 60s and early 70s. Was a failure, wasn't continued, but was a really interesting. It did the same as a defensive anti-submarine helicopter, but remotely controlled. The gearings have them, and this actually can. I mean, just this thing means that a gearing is a lot more dangerous for submarines. Again, we are going to see them in the game in a second. The RA3 Sky Warrior, the reconnaissance version of the Sky Warrior. Sky Guard, I'm not sure which one this is. We are going to check it in a second. AIM 51 Sky Sweeper, M42 Duster, TPS 43, and 363 radars, okay, and new APC and MLRS, the M270, the standard MLRS, and a self-propelled gun. For Soviet units, fire control radar for the Grab SAM, SA4 long track, and for the SA6 straight plus. A new modernized SA2 less-high layout, and a new SA3 sight. Okay, let's take a look at these units in the game. Let's go to the destroyers. Haruna class. There we have the first one. This is an anti-submarine destroyer. Let's make this smaller. You can see we have three HSS-23s with an anti-submarine loadout, really big deck. And what else does this ship has? It has a couple of RUR-5, so ASROCs, Mark 46 torpedoes, and 5-inch guns. And there you go, the HHS-2. Yeah, this is the SH-3, yeah. This is the 60s and 70s anti-submarine helicopter. Actually, it's more capable than the Sea Sprite. So yeah, that's the helicopter that you have here. Okay, next in line, we have the Minigumo class, and if you notice, I'm already making something take off. The Minigumo is a destroyer with Mark 46 torpedoes, Bofors M50. That's an ASROC, limited range, only 2 miles, and Mark 33 guns, which you will see here and aft. Those are twin 3-inchers. But the thing that makes this really fun is the copter. Let's choose it. The QH550. We already spoke about this little tiny thing. This is a drone helicopter. Unmanned with, I guess it's going to have a range. Look at that. Look at the thing go. Let's send it here. And yeah, this thing carries a torpedo, just a single torpedo. And you can order it around, chase targets with it. And when it's done, you can bring it back to the base or to a ship, reload the torpedo, and send it again. Really, really fun thing. Again, this was it was mostly experimental. It was operational, but it never went too far in the late 60s and early 70s. But it's a really fun little thing to play around, I guess. Let's see, it's a speed of around 80 knots, if I've seen it correctly. Can go up to 11,000 feet, okay, that's not bad. The problem is, of course, it has absolutely no sensors other than, actually, I don't think it even has visual sensors. Let me check. No. Sensors, none. It doesn't even have a camera. So I guess this is just remotely controlled from the ship, and that's it. Yeah, a little fun thing. Okay, let's go to the next in the list. Here we have the Tashikaze. Tashikaze has standards. Standard 1 MR in a single arm launcher on the aft. Has a couple of Mark 42 guns, 5-inch, 554s. Has ASROC and Mark 46, so not especially complicated weapon sets. It has an ECM jammer, okay, and it has ace hertz and surface edge radar. I guess this is mostly an equivalent to the, I'm going to say Kid class. Sorry, the Adams class. Main difference is that it has no harpoons, so only SM1s. No helicopter, no drone, just the Japanese version of the Adams, more or less. Next in line is the Takatsuki destroyer. This one has ASROC, Mark 46, Bofors M50, which are anti-submarine mortars with a range of 2 miles, and Mark 42 guns, 5-inch. 2 of them, one here, one here. And this one also has the tiny rotor helicopter or drone. So, anti-submarine unit. I guess you could equal it to knocks maybe, but without any anti-air defense. So yeah, well, actually fine ship to sail around. Nice escort, especially for anti-submarine purposes. Finally, the Yamagumo class. Similar concept as before. A couple of gun positions. In this case, 3 inches, 3 inch twins. The rocket launcher, Mark 46, and yeah, a Nasrock as well. This one also has a BDS sonar, so that's actually cool. Let's check the other one. Takatsuki. Oh yeah, this one has anti-submarine. Oh, that's actually cool. Things have BDS sonar, variable depth sonar. So submarines we wear. Let's see the Tachikaze. No, the Tachikaze last. Okay, so these are the new Japanese destroyers. Next in line of new Japanese units, we have the Asashio class. That's a submarine. Twin screw with Type 54 and Mark 36, 37. Mark 37s are anti-submarine torpedoes with a range of 5 miles and a speed of 26 knots. Type 54s are anti-surface anti-submarine dual purpose with a range of 3.2 miles and 24 miles, and there are wire guided. That's actually nice. The Mark 37 are not wire guided. So, actually, pretty powerful submarines for the era. I mean, these are not modern submarines by any stretch of the imagination. These are late 60s, mid 60s, late 60s submarines. As for sensors, we have the usual, not towed array, which again for the 60s is pretty much normal. Diesel electric, so you need to come to the surface or snorkel to recharge your batteries. But again, this for the H's are really capable submarine, in my opinion. Max speed, 18 knots, that's actually good. And only 2 Mark 37s, which I mean, the best, in my opinion, the best torpedo is the Type 54 because, yeah, it has a lower range, but well guided. Yeah. Moving on, we have a much more advanced submarine, Ususio class. This is an 80s decade submarine. Why are you surprising? Well, it's surprising. Well, good for him. Yeah, Type 54s, same torpedoes as before, but this one also has Type 80s. Type 80s are dual purpose, anti-surface, anti-submarine, wide guided with a range of 8 miles, and they have 6 of them. Okay, that's not bad at all. For a submarine of the 80s, actually has a very good form. Look at that teardrop shape. It reminds me like sort of a very short permit class submarine. Really neat. Has set radar. Yeah. No. Oh, strange. Active sonar. ESM mast. Well, I mean, look at this. I thought it was going to have a towed array because it has something that looks like a housing for the towed array, but I guess I'm mistaken here. No. These are vents. Okay, no. Still, a very capable submarine. Top speed 20 knots. That's actually pretty good for a diesel electric. And what I know about this is that the Japanese submarines are really quiet, especially for the 80s. So, yeah, another submarine in the list. Next submarine in the list. This is a little bit before of the Ususio. This is the Yusio class. OEM for it. What? Okay, this one has harpoons. Okay, and type 80s. Well, this one has the best weapons, without question. Again, not all the way, but excellent weapons. Holy shit, that looks great. 20 knots. Yeah, well. This is actually a good submarine. Not sure. I don't know a lot about some Japanese submarines. I'm just speaking out of memory. But this looks like a heck of a diesel electric submarine. Holy shit. And it has 6 tubes, 4 harpoons. This looks a really good unit. If it only had a total array, but it does. And of course, the plane, the EJ for Phantom. It's pretty much a standard F4E with, let's see, the different weapons options it has. M7E, the worst kind of Sparrow, but still is a Sparrow. 16 miles of range. M9J, not a bad A12 missile, and an M4161 Vulcan. AN APQ 120, the standard radar for the Phantom. Again, it's a Phantom. It's a really good unit for the. I mean, the way Japan is shaped and the units it has, looks like a really good nation for 70s engagements, more or less. Early 80s, maybe it's a little bit stretching it, but very good anti-submarine capabilities, very limited anti-air and anti-surface capabilities, and well, I mean, the submarines are excellent. And this is what I'm going to say. And about the new NATO units, well, US units actually, it's going to be the A3B, the strategic bomber. This is an late 50s, early 60s nuclear strike plane. Embarked, this goes on aircraft carriers, and of course, in the game, it has no nukes, but it has Mark 83s, six of them. That's actually a pretty sizable loadout. And yeah, carries them in a bomb bay, so internal carrying very long range, almost 100 for almost 1400 miles. And yeah, well, optics, a surface search radar, and a radar warning receiver. I mean, this is not what I would call a very high tech bomber. This is a level bomber. Actually, it's under the strategic bomber plane list. Is there for Vietnam scenarios, for instance? I guess this can be used and late 50s. Well, the range is massive. Is really great range, but is what it is. Cool unit, however. Next in line would be the recon version of the Sky Radar, which is the RA3B. Now, the only problem I have with this plane is that it's intended to be a recon unit, but I think that they included it with without the sensors. If you look down here, where there used to be Bombay, now there are a lot of slots for cameras and equipment that is not in the game. I already have reported about this because it's very weird that a plane that's supposed to be a recon unit and that it was extensively used. I mean, this lasted a lot longer than the RA5C, the Vigilante. This was in service until the 90s, I think. It should have a lot of cameras, a lot of recording equipment, and a radar, a surface radar, I think, as well. Has none of them. So yeah, well, it's what it is. It's subsonic and very long range, so cool unit, and it could be really useful when the proper sensors are included. Right now, they are not. Finally, another new unit is the P28. Now, think of this as the precursor of the P3 Orion. This is a maritime patrol plane. Has a lot, well, four torpedoes, a lot of sonobuoys, and a pretty powerful air and surface search radar. Now, this is where the P3 doesn't have this. I mean, the P3 is a much better plane, obviously. Has a very long range, is much faster because it's jet powered and not turboprop, or rather piston engine. I think these were piston engine. But there's one thing that this has over the P3, and that this radar is an early warning radar. Can detect planes and it can detect ships. The P3 can detect surface units. The P2 can detect surface units and can detect planes. So you can use this as an AWACS of sorts. Not the best use of it, but it can be used for that purpose, while the P3 cannot. The P3 can only detect ships. So this is the new update. There are more units. I mean, there's a new SAM size. There are the new vehicles, but well, for the purposes of this video, I don't want to make it very long. Well, those are the air units and sea units. But for me, the biggest part of this update is obviously the save and load ability. Finally, I can't make videos about this game again because before, honestly, I needed 4 or 5 hours to play a long scenario. And yeah, I can't spend that much time just playing a single scenario for a YouTube video. Now, probably I will be able to. Yay! So, if you want me to make more videos about sea power again, well, let me know in the comment section below and like this video. Really important. I need the support. The channel needs the support of your likes and comments. Let me know what you want to see, and well, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support me through other means, you can do it by becoming a member of my Patreon, link in the description, or by becoming a member of the channel here in YouTube. Thank you very much for watching and see you later.